Remember how will you marry me? Yes. Let's dance. I will do bit much. It's weird without my little shadow Domo following me. So today took them both to the vet. Just thought like check up on Chubby's heart and also Domo's hind leg. A lot of you guys knew about Chubby's heart. She had a really bad cough a little while back. I wondered if it was kennel cough or perhaps a collapsed trachea. And then vet said they heard a murmur, so she's been on heart meds. And yeah, today in the checkup, the good news is like he couldn't really hear anything wrong with her heart. So I don't know, like, so I mean, it's a good thing in a sense that she is no longer coughing and her heart seems fine. So yeah, she has some antibiotics just for her skin. So her skin is usually, you know, something that she struggles with her allergies. And then with Domo, you know, he had an injury a little while back, so I was just checking to see how he's doing. He's doing pretty well. He started being quite wheezy the same time as Chubby. The only difference was for Chubby, her cough seemed so much more extreme, where obviously she collapsed, remember? So I think my attention was on her. But, you know, since then he's still been quite wheezy, so I thought, you know, check it out. Is it like a collapsed trachea? Is there something wrong with his heart? Especially with RG's dog recently passing away, it just, you know, really buckled me up. I want to make sure that the dogs get checkups often. So I thought I'll take the dogs to a checkup, and the vet actually listened to Domo's chest. He actually used the word bad, like his lungs sound bad, which worried me, and he said it wasn't just his trachea that sounded crackly and wheezy, it was also his lungs. So they asked if they could keep him behind for x-ray, which is a good thing. I felt awful leaving, but another 3 hours till I can bring him home. But I'm just a bit anxious now, and I hope he's okay. Aside from him being a bit wheezy, he eats well, he can walk for miles, so I hope he's okay. Good morning, everyone. Domo has been back for a couple of days now. So, update. Obviously, Domo has been a bit wheezy. Generally, he's a healthy dog. Like, he's always the one that he has no issue when we're on walks. Sometimes I notice Chubby slowing down a bit because she's a year older, but Domo, like, he'll keep going. He rarely shows like signs of fatigue. So the x-ray scans show that Domo had a slightly enlarged heart and signs of trachea collapse. Both of these conditions don't have a cure. It's just one of those things where it's just progressive. Hey, baby. He eats well. He can walk for so long. Doesn't show signs of fatigue. But yeah, I mean, like, I've also learned that like anything could happen, right? So I just cherishing every moment we have together anyway. So I'm optimistic about things. I'm just thankful for him. I love you. I think we're gonna be okay. So anyways, today we're just packing. We're doing a little trip to see the lights in Dublin Zoo. So Dublin Zoo was a place that I visited like 20 something years ago. So it's nice to return back with my offspring. Yeah, Tim's gonna come take the dogs tonight and we'll be back tomorrow. So tonight we're gonna go to the light show. Next day we're gonna go to the zoo and then come back and pick up the dogs. Good afternoon. RG is just off to get some sweeties with Isaac, and we've had lunch and we'll be en route to Dublin. Isaac, do you like his songs? No. Let's get back and jump over you.
Look, Isaac.
Let me try. Jump over. I'll jump over you.
Nice, let's skip it there.
How beautiful is Dublin? It's a nice day. We finally got here. For my link, but already they've bought these rip-off light wands, 10 euros each. And like Isaac was like, €1 is 150. He's like, in Dublin, things are 50p more expensive. So the one costs 10 euros and I bought 2. How many pounds is it?
21.
Let's see. Oh. Look at all those butterflies. You make a wish in a wishing tree.
There you go.
You're in a good mood, aren't you? Oh my goodness, guys. So before he was called RG and before he was called Mr. Lumberjack, he was called Beaver because of like just him being in the wood industry. So I always joke that he's like a beaver because all he does is collect wood all day. He was so excited. Let's go!
Beaver's my favorite.
That is beautiful.
Roar, roar, roar. We're actually learning about dinosaur fossils in school.
You are? Do not stand, sit, or climb, or lean on zoo fences. If you fall, animals could eat you, and that might make them sick. Okay, so Dublin was super fun, but we're so glad to be back home. What was your favorite animal at the zoo?
Giraffe, tortoise.
You like the tortoise?
They eat it.
Yeah. So I have a deal for him. If he can solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute, I'll give him 10 points. Yeah.
There we go.
Off you go, you little witches. Oh my, I wonder where you guys are. Definitely not under this sofa. Definitely not under this blanket. Definitely not under that Pikachu onesie. You want to help me put this on?
Yeah! Yeah! We want to! We want to! I want to! I want to! But we're both allowed to. Copy paper! Copy paper!
Hold on, let's cut this. Can you guys grab some scissors for me? No running with scissors. We never run with scissors, Ayla. When you hold them, always hold them pointing down.
I want to play on the trampoline. Me too.
So much for helping mommy. I think it looks better, like a lilac-y color compared to the white. Right? I had this custom made for RG. Very sadly, Domo and Chubby never got to meet Darcy in this life, but you guys will. Happy first day of November. Cannot believe October just passed just like that. We had a lovely Halloween. So glad that we did trick-or-treating on the 30th instead of 31st because it was bucketing. So yesterday I was in Sainsbury's grabbing some groceries and Isaac, you know the little trolleys that's got little handles, so he was pulling that for me. Ayla was holding my beeper. So yeah, they were kind of like laughing, having their own little insider joke, giggling. And then this woman tapped my arm and she was like, those are the most beautiful, joyful kids I've ever seen. And then she tapped my arm and she was like, well done. I smiled at her and I thanked her, but it was a really nice moment because I remember moments where I worried if, you know, they're gonna be broken. But seeing them so happy, yeah, I don't know why I was so worried back then. I love you!
I love you! Remember how you marry me? Yes! Let's dance!
I think because I barely saw my parents growing up, I knew that when the time came and I had my own family, I would give them the best type of family. And when that marriage broke apart, I was so afraid they'd be broken too. And now I realize they are far from it. Thriving, actually. Even though the family I envisioned turned out differently from what I expected, I know that they feel loved every single day by both parents.